I'm Paul Odongo from Network for Research and Governance, key partner with the Kakamega Social Justice Center, and we do exactly issues on transparency, accountability, and we also partner with International Budget Partnership. So we do a lot of work on budget analysis and capacity. And the key event for today is Usawa Baraza Forum, which appreciate engagement of citizens for Kakamega County and the duty bearers. So for today, we are focusing on issues particularly on equality, because we find that in our wards or in our county, there are so many issues of distribution or inequality in resource distribution. And the key thing that emerges is that public participation has not been conducted well. I understand that we have a national guideline for public participation, but county government is not adhering to that. It's the fact that they do a lot of rubber stamping. And also we see so many expectation or a community turnout for public participation due to maybe they want to be motivated by money or they go there because of money. But as we are advocating that citizens need to constantly engage the duty bearers, it's like an accountability forum so that they can understand what they want, because all the citizens, they are taxpayers, especially here in Kakamega, so that we find that there should be equity in resource distribution, equity in terms of employment, equity in health sectors, because we find now that Kakamega, there are rising and rampant case of teenage pregnancy. Now, can the health facility manage to accommodate that kind of pressure? Because we find that so many teen mothers are going to deliver during this season. What action are they going to take in terms of school re-entry program? They have talked about maybe supporting teenage mothers. Now, is that encouraging teenage pregnancy or reducing? And is the measure sustainable? And also during the COVID, we had a lot of misappropriation of funds. So it has come out clearly that there was a 105 million supplementary budget allocated for the county and 262 million from the national government. That is a conditional grant. Now, we are looking on issue for accountability. How are the funds used? How did the 105 million used? Did you have any maybe hand washing facilities? Did we see masks being distributed? See, those are the key issues that have been affecting us. So this kind of forum or Usawa forum has to bring citizens to understand their importance in participating or engaging the citizen. So you see there were cases of police brutality. So many people were injured. There's issues of incest during COVID. People got engaged in sexual intercourse. People were raped. You see, such cases, we advocate for human rights. We advocate for equality. How do we empower a girl child? I think those are some of the things that actually I'm trying to mention. So the key objective is to make sure that there's justice, there's equity in the society, yeah, and empowerment. Yes. Okay, the next course of action is we have to do a lot of follow-up. We need to get feedback, because the Ombudsman office have come out clearly, and even the Women Rep office, that their office, their door are open, the open door policy. So we need to make sure that they agree to certain commitment. There's a policy brief that we have been working on in partnership with AMREF, the Y Act project. And the policy brief that we are suggesting that it needs to be incorporated in the sexual gender-based violence policy, so that we see the cases of teenage pregnancy being reduced. Because it's only a policy that you can hold the duty bearer accountable. You can have something that you can justify. So those are the things. Then the issues of public participation. We need them to commit that they make sure that they do it well. I understand there's a policy also on public participation, but is it operationalized? How are you going to curb these challenges? There are promises that are coming at the community level. We want to see that public participation now cascaded to community level and world level, so that it is done in an efficient manner. It's an effective manner, not only numbers or quantity, but we are looking in terms of quality. Is public participation effective? Is it following the guideline? So we shall continue engaging them, and if we get more support, we can have a long, maybe duration for engaging the citizen and the duty bearers. Okay, I can answer you like this. We cannot say that the county has failed completely, but we have seen some achievement. They have talked about referral, the new referral hospital that it's under construction or almost completion. They are trying, but all I can say it's cutting across, the sword cuts on both sides. The citizen has the responsibility to make sure that they demand accountability through engaging in public participation, through making sure that they access information in times. Yeah, the information will not come at the doorstep. And the duty bearer has the mandate to make sure that they share that information, they perform their duty, and stick to the Public Finance Management Act regulations, which authorize how the funding will be expended. So we have to look at both sides. It cannot be a blame game. But these people have given the mandate to perform. So the citizens also have the mandate to check. And we have the office of the member of county assembly, who play a role of oversight, representation, and legislation. So we have to work closely with them. And if possible, they can give us a space for sector working group, that Kakamega Social Justice can use a sector working group to influence some policies issues. Every county has its unique challenges. So you find that when there's in the county government setup, there's a lot of struggle because of the right wing or the left wing. So they could be supporting governor because of the party that took them to the county assembly, or maybe through nomination. So those are just a bit of political rift. But you cannot condemn 100% that the governor has not performed. But it is their role and mandate as MCA, whether they are in this political party or that, to make sure that the governor is performing. As I've told you earlier, is that the citizens have to continually engage or consistently engage through the representative as the civil society. For example, us, we are from the civil society. We represent them. We represent their voices. So that's why you are bringing them on board. We capacity build them sometime. We do a lot of civic education. Like me, I do civic education in Uraia. I teach them on public participation. I teach them on devolution. I teach them on constitutionalism. But there is that act in the Public Participation Act that states that the county has the mandate to facilitate civic education, public participation. That's why they're also failing. So they are failing on that, but they cannot maybe support us to do that work. So we are doing it. Somehow we are doing it. We are trying. The last word to the public is that for the county to perform efficiently and effectively, they need to wake up and come in this public participation meeting, because they're the one that make decision. It's the citizen who pay the taxes. If they're not involved in the public participation, they should not complain when the budget is approved. They should not complain when the money is misused. So once they understand the concept or the idea that it will benefit them, they don't need to expect so much that they will be paid. They don't need to be bribed. This is a public thing. It's their constitutional right. They need to wake up and engage in these forums. For the girls, I'll say that choices have consequences. But we need a conversation between the parents and the children. You know, this thing has become a scapegoat, that most of the work have been left to the teachers, and it has been opened a Pandora box that parents have not maybe been so keen having conversation on issues of sexual reproductive rights. And it means that the teen have been given a lot of space. So they have to understand that when they have the teenage pregnancy, it will undermine so many things in their life. They will not proceed their education, or they will not study well. They will have even some health complication. So they have to understand that choices have consequences.